Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to RTM Reacts to.
Monday Night Raw.
Indeed, we are in the grips of jet lag, which means we're still awake, and it's.
Oh my god, wait there. It is 29 minutes past 4, and I'm in work today. I know, I have to start getting ready for work after this, and I haven't been to bed yet. So, and this is my first day back, so it's going to be very, very, very interesting.
It's going to be interesting. But so jet lag's a real thing.
Yeah, no, it exists. Who knew? It's never been this bad.
No.
I think it's because we hit it hard in Orlando, didn't we? Yeah. We did a load of shit, so.
We did.
As you heard if you listened to the 4-hour podcast.
Indeed, and thanks very much if you did listen to that. But yes, let's rattle off some Raw reactions, shall we? So we've just watched it live, which is a pretty rare thing for people in the UK. So we start off with Strowman. Did you see that thing he Instagrammed out about him, throwing him to the moon? It was some fan art, and he was Roman Reigns is lying on the gurney, and he stood on top of planet Earth, just launching
That's fucking amazing.
It was amazing.
Let's face it was the Strowman show again.
It was the Braun Strowman show for the second week running. Let's see if he can make it a third week next week. So Angle gives him the night off, but he had to do a lot of shit for someone who had the night off. First match though is Jericho Samoa Joe.
Yeah. I really like this. It was a really good match. I liked Jericho's promo backstage before it, got the crowd going, really excited about it. So this is one with Seth Rollins on commentary. And yeah, I was just up for it. I just thought it was really good. Didn't really have a lot to say about it.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. I think they're booking Joe really well. Considering I was a bit weirded out by the fact that they didn't use him for WrestleMania. I think they've kept him strong here.
Yeah, they have to. They absolutely have to, or else because he hasn't done very much yet, and it's quite tough because I see Samoa Joe as a monster like Strowman, but they've got a Strowman, so it's a bit like where does Joe fit in with that, because he should be the guy who's kind of flattening guys.
Yeah.
But as I say, they've already filled that role, so he has to be defined differently. They've got to carve a different path for him, I think. And his character was great in NXT.
Yeah.
But I think his character is built on really good rivalries.
Yeah.
So he's got to go into a program that's meaningful, or else he's a bit meaningless.
Yeah, definitely.
So, which I know sounds a bit obvious. That's the same with everyone. But if you think about I really liked Joe when he first got into NXT, but it was his rivalries that brought him alive, and it gave him a bit of an oomph and that extra it factor. So yeah, definitely. I mean the Rollins thing's great, and I think they can really build on this. There's 2 weeks left till payback.
Yeah, 2 weeks left to payback. I think with Strowman and Joe, they're taking similar paths, so they're becoming the monsters. Whereas Strowman, even though we'll get onto the main event in a little bit later. But Strowman seems to be putting there with Roman Reigns, so that's your sort of WWE style match. Whereas Joe versus Rollins is going to be the one that the wrestling fans are really going to get, the technical wrestling fans. I'm not saying better or worse than anything, but that's the one that I'm really looking forward to. And then if Roman and Braun pull it out the bag, then that's just a bonus for me personally.
Absolutely.
So good old Braun takes out Golden Truth and throws it was some basket that he threw across the ground, but it changed into a hockey puck and just went sliding on forever.
It was. You know what I was wondering with that? Golden Truth. They got all dressed up for that. Do you reckon they still got paid tonight? Appearance fee.
Yeah,
They didn't have a match.
I would hope so. That gold makeup don't come cheap.
I know. It just seems very quick. Unless maybe they had a dart match.
Yeah, maybe.
Hopefully.
And then people in the crowd are God, these two have already had a dart match. Somebody's taking these two out on their walk to the ring.
They're not coming back.
And I've got my little notes going on here because I've got a memory like a sieve.
And it is a 3-hour-long show.
Yeah. So Enzo and Big Cass come out to take out On the Club instead. Bit of a weird finish for me. And Enzo and Cass just seem to be just taking losses left and right at the moment. Yeah. It's just. He kind of just dropped him ankle first onto the ropes, which didn't really look that impactful, and he still got the 3. So, weird one, that.
Yeah, it is a bit. It is a bit. I think it's a bit of it's such a shame about the revival being out.
Oh yeah,
So
that's gutting, absolutely gutting.
I have a feeling maybe it was supposed to be a revival.
Revival Club.
Mm-hmm.
Do you reckon? Oh fuck,
I
that
think
would have been.
Yeah, I
Oh
don't know.
my
I mean, I
God.
don't know what they would have done with Benzo Big Cass. Maybe they just done a walkout and said hi
Yeah.
to the crowd and stuff, a bit like New Day seems
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
doing.
yeah.
So they're kind of like taking the New Day slot of Raw now that New Day have gone to SmackDown, I think.
Yeah,
So
I
they
think
don't.
so too.
I don't even think they need to have a match, or they could have a dark match and come out and then work the crowd, whatever. But yeah, I felt I really missed Revival being there, just the
Yeah.
momentum, just of the last sort of couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's been really exciting.
Definitely.
It's like, although I'm wearing a DIY top, I am a big fan.
Yeah, me too. We're both wearing NXT shirts there.
Well, I was wearing a Revival top earlier, but I changed it because I'd had it on for 3 days.
Really? I should have a jumper on covering that shit. Saying that, you say that I've been wearing a Balor Club hoodie for about a week, and I've slept in it as well. Jet lag for you, ladies and gentlemen.
People.
Sexy.
Vile. Oh yeah.
So next we've got Miz TV with Ambrose. Anyone who listens to the podcast or seen any of these vlogs previously, we're kind of souring a bit on Ambrose. I don't think they're doing the best work with him. It seemed like it was a bit of an up this time, so I think it's a step back in the right direction. But I've seen it, and I want to see Miz, because Miz is good at putting people over. Like the WrestleMania thing with Cena, when he was up on the ropes, crowd going mad, and then he did the thing with Sami Zayn on Raw. Get him in there with Balor, because Balor needs some help, which we'll get to in a minute.
I think I do think the Ambrose thing was slightly better.
Yeah,
it
definitely.
Was slightly better, and it was like the old Ambrose again. It was like, I don't know, they went into like some weird no man's land over on SmackDown. So I'm hoping that you are right. We've seen it. We've seen him being lippy, a bit cheeky.
Yeah.
But I quite liked the whole thing of hold the mic, and then he kind of slowly took his jacket off and folded it up, and it was back to that like comical stuff. So I'm up for that. I'm kind of looking forward to what they're gonna do.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I
love,
yeah.
So rude, honestly. So rude. You have to talk.
Yeah, no, I will do. Sorry. Well, it's just Craig Messi just tweeted a picture of his new boots, and he said he felt like Luke Gallows in Southpaw Wrestling.
Oh,
so I had to put, and we're jealous of that. I had to do that. So yeah, the Cleveland chants, all that sort of stuff. Step in the right direction. Big Show saves the day, so he's going against Braun in the main event.
Because I'm on your own size. As soon as he said that, I was like,
yeah. See, this is the thing. At this particular point, I was like, really? Is that going to be like the main event? Oh, okay, fair enough. Cruiserweights, Gallagher and TJP with Neville and Austin Aries on the outside of the ring. Because, again, people who've listened to us before, they've heard us talk about TJP and the whole heel turn thing, because I think he needs it, because he's acting like a 12-year-old girl. Unfortunately, he's still acting like a 12-year-old girl. So I don't think they're quite committing to him being heinous yet.
There was just something about when they said about tomorrow's 205 Live, when they said, and Perkins is back with his new attitude. I was like, that doesn't help.
No.
It was just, I don't know why, but just it sounded like really belittling that.
Yeah, it's not.
It doesn't help. It makes him sound like a child. So if they're going to commit to him being a heel, I don't know. They need to at least treat him like one a bit.
Yeah, and his new attitude has not really been a new attitude, so it's exactly the same entrance. Apart from he's got a smirk on his face and he's not high-fiving any members of the crowd. And wrestling style's exactly the same. There's no cheating moves, nothing like that. And he was stood behind Neville as a bit of like Neville's a high school bully, and he was just behind him going, yeah, what? Yeah, he's going to beat you up. So, and I'm a big TJP fan as well. I had to unfollow him on Instagram because of all the, 12-year-olds that just completely take up the fucking feed. But yeah, massive TJP fan, so we'll see. We'll see on that one.
We'll see.
Because the match was all right, and Jack Gallagher's obviously from our neck of the woods, so he's from Manchester. Even though in his entrance he's got Big Ben all around his entrance.
London, Manchester.
Yeah, same place, isn't it?
Nah, same thing.
Same thing, apparently. Let's have a look. What's next?
We got
So Titus O'Neil actually did something.
Yeah, that was.
So he's pushing the Titus brand.
Yeah.
Trying to get Apollo Crews on board. Could it be a little stable-y thing that he's going to get going? I'd be interested in seeing that.
I'd be interested to see that. I think I've always thought Titus O'Neil has been one of WWE's saddest stories. Like, it's just a case of like timing was just never right for him. But he has every element that goes into making a superstar. But I think the time's passed now. I think it's gone. So I think the best he can hope for is like some mid-card gimmick.
Yeah.
Which is super sad because I think that at one point it was his time and he just wasn't there at the right time. I don't know. It's just sad.
Yeah, I'm with you on that because I do like him, but again, with the people that are coming through from Z, NXT and things like that, is there much room for a Titus O'Neil? Not unless he dramatically changes. So a bit New Day-esque. Not saying they should try and do a New Day .2, but
I think they
could
though, because I think they're always very sweet on him because he does a lot of charity work for them.
Yeah.
So he does tons and tons of stuff for them, kind of away from the cameras, so to speak. But yeah, I'd like to see him do something decent with him.
Yeah, definitely. Fingers crossed. And Apollo Crews as well. Like, literally done zero with him since he's gone up. So
it's been a bit of a shame.
Maybe we'll get something out of that. Fatal 4-way for the #1 contender for the women's title. So we've got Alexa Bliss, Nia, Sasha Banks, and Mickie James. Really enjoyed the match. I thought Nia was booked brilliantly, looking like an absolute monster.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I think before it, I think they've sold this match really well as well because they give everyone like a little spot throughout the night of just, like showcasing them to say that the match was coming up. So it kind of really built the excitement for me on this. Yeah. And I honestly thought Nia was going to take this until they said it was Bliss's hometown. And that got me and you kind of conferring of like, yeah, but they are renowned. WWE are renowned for people losing in their hometowns recently.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, maybe she's going to lose. And it would make sense if it was Nia to win because she's such a monster. It's tough, I think, to legit win against Nia and make it, like I say, look realistic.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad Alexa got the win. She got a massive pop when she came out. The win was amazing. I think the crowd reaction was, the crowd was great on hold. They were a bit lukewarm at times.
Yeah, I mean, there was,
hit and miss.
Unfortunately, and I've got in the notes here, some of that Billy Kirkwood would fucking kick off about ICW's Billy Kirkwood. Fucking 3 guys stood up in the front row on their phones.
During the women's match?
Yeah, what the fuck was going on there? Come on, guys.
Get
a fucking grip. You paid all that money. Watch what's going on.
I'd be paranoid on like the front row, on camera, like the camera side, getting my phone out at all. Because I think.
Well, that's because you're a decent human being. Anyway, so I thought Nia was booked really well. The fact that Alexa Bliss wins sets up a great thing with Bayley. Proper heel versus proper face.
Yeah, really.
That's going to be awesome. Next, we've got the Kurt Hawkins challenge. Good old 2 minutes of the Kurt Hawkins challenge. And Ohio, can't remember whereabouts they were in Ohio. Wasn't Cleveland, was it? I can't remember. But anyway, Ohio gets a 7 out of 10 for the Finn Balor audience participation.
I like this thin scale that you're doing.
Yeah, because when he just before he got injured, like the crowd weren't doing the arm thing. It's like, why? Why not?
Well, nothing makes him more angry than when the crowd doesn't do that.
Not just the arm thing, but they don't get involved in at all. It pisses me off because you paid money to go and you just fucking sat on your hands. I understand it's a long show. Sometimes you can't cheer and boo for everything, but Christ, wake up a little bit. But yeah, 7 out of 10 you get. There was a few people not doing it. I'm putting it down to the fact that they were filming it instead of actually doing it. So fair enough. You want to remember the moment. But yeah, 2 minute match, protecting the concussion.
Oh, absolutely, I would say. Yeah. I'm surprised he was back so quickly. So I'm really glad that he was back. But yeah, it was a nice, safe, quick match for him just to get his face on there, to keep the momentum going, I think.
Yeah.
Especially with, as I say, Revival being out. I think it would have been a bit of a double whammy if you took out Finn as well.
Yeah.
After he's just come back.
Gutted.
Crazy.
Right. Jericho promo with Tom / Mark / whatever his name is, Matt, and Elias Sampson. Brilliant. Hilarious.
It's Elias Sampson I'm rolling my eyes at.
Yeah, I mean, what they do? Oh God, he was rubbish in NXT. I think
it'll be better.
I think it's tough, and I do think he's quite a funny character, and the El Vagabundo thing on the tapings before Takeover,
excellent,
was really funny. So he's obviously got some chops. I think if you don't have a big moment in NXT and you go straight up, it's gonna be tough. It's like your Tyler Breezes, people like that. It's gonna be tough to get some sort of momentum. But if you can. The thing is like we always booed him, everyone's saying, oh shit, he can't do anything. If he can get that level heat on the main roster as well, he'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be absolutely fine. So we'll see with that one. House of Horrors promo with Bray.
I think you're right. I think it is going to be a recorded kind of final deletion-esque match, which will be interesting.
So. I hope they put a bit more effort into it because the WrestleMania match was good and all, and the projections onto the mat was all right. But yeah, just push it a little bit more. If they're going to have a House of Horrors match, have Orton walking through a house and things jumping out at him, and then them scrapping for a bit, and then
that'd be crazy shit. That would be so mad.
Yeah, have the Hardys direct it. Probably could be.
Sure, Bray will still lose.
Even
though it's his house.
Yeah, even though it'll be his house, and he's got supernatural powers, and Randy Orton's only got a sperm-looking snake following him around. So that's like, that's poor Randy. I thought it was a decent entrance,
So did I.
Yeah. I thought the only thing at the WrestleMania entrance we made.
Yeah, the one that Randy Orton's complained about because he said it looked like a giant sperm.
Yeah, which he kind of did. But it was the snake itself. It looked like it was, it was supposed to be free moving, but then the software kept stuttering. So it was like.
It was the fact that it had a massive head, but it was about that long.
Yeah.
It's like, you could have just, if you made the snake a little longer, it wouldn't have looked quite like a little sperm following Orton down.
Hilarious.
To the biggest match of the year.
Yeah, hilarious.
Oh well.
So we get Jeff Hardy Cesaro, and when this comes up, up next it's Jeff Hardy versus Cesaro. But just let me take a second to tell you about this shit medicine we're pushing on you. What was all that about? What the fuck was all that about? I've got written here, even Corey Graves couldn't sell that shit medicine. I don't even remember what type of medicine. It was.
I don't remember.
It was allergies to do with being in bed.
Like dust mites, like bed bugs.
Maybe if you're allergic to your spouse, maybe take these tablets and you'll be fine. But yeah, it was just. This match is brought to you by NyQuil or whatever the fuck it was.
Honestly, they'll take any sponsor, won't they?
Yeah, they'll take anything. There's no shame in the WWE, and getting Corey Graves to do it is a decent idea because he's relatively cool compared to the other guys. Getting Booker T to do it wouldn't have gone well at all.
I've got to say, I said on the podcast actually, if anybody listens to the podcast that we do earlier on today, that I was a little bit nervous about Booker T being on commentary because I think he's Renee Young has a hard time handling him and keeping him under control.
It's funny though.
It is funny.
Yeah.
But I thought he was great.
Yeah.
Keep him on there, fuck Tonga.
Yeah. Let him keep doing films that no one's gonna watch.
Yeah, I'd much rather Booker T be full time on commentary.
Yeah.
He's
definitely. So I thought the match was really good. There was a few bits where I thought they looked like they botched, and then there was like a Botchamania style chant, which I couldn't quite hear what it was.
No, I couldn't.
And poor Jeff, if he did botch, because I think I was tweeting or something like I was before. So I missed what it was. But I don't know if you guys saw the the gif or something that's going around of Jeff falling on his face. You seen that? I don't even know how he does it. How does he do it? So Matt goes like that and throws like the sign up, and he goes to do it as well. But he does it with such momentum, it takes him flat on his face. It's like, why? He must have done it on purpose for a laugh. But it's sort of like such a hard face bump. Oh, Jeff, what's going on? First time on TV since he's come back that the Swanson Bomb's got over, and he's not just landed on somebody's head, which is always a good thing. And a little hug out at the end.
It's very sweet. Very sweet.
Yeah.
I like that match. I like that match. It's very well matched, I think.
Yeah.
Two very well matched opponents,
Yeah.
if you will. Yeah, I just can't wait to see it. It's weird seeing the Hardys though, like just doing a normal Raw.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Really
Like,
strange,
I just don't know. I mean, I know that they're there now and it's full time and all that stuff, but I still have this feeling of, I think because I'm used to people like Lesnar fucking off, basically, and I had this impression that the Hardys wouldn't be around for every Raw, and they may not be, but it's looking like they're proper full timers.
Yeah, I think they are full time, which is
amazing.
great. Yeah.
I'm so like impressed and surprised because I really didn't think they would be. I thought they'd be on some crazy contracts that would excuse them from loads of shit. But
yeah, and I'm really interested to see the tag match as well, because they're not gonna like. It's not like they've been phoning anything in. They haven't been, but I think they'll really go for it with Sheamus and Cesaro, and I think they'll have a few little tricks up the sleeve as well. And this has got, like, you know, for anybody who's listened to us in the past, you know, that Sheamus and Cesaro, like Sheamus more than Cesaro, but we've not been that bothered about them. They've kind of been stuck in a role. So this tag team thing has been pretty good for both of them, because now I care about this match and I want to see it, which is always a good thing. Delete chance dying down a little bit. He's not doing it as much. First couple of weeks he was kind of just going like that, and then the crowd would take over. I saw him do that once, and there was a bit of a delete chant, but off the camera. So I wonder if it's a conscious thing now where the lawyers have got involved. He can't even do that anymore. Maybe. We'll see. But in the little promo, he snuck the odd little word in, which was good.
Oh yes.
Yeah, was it wonderful or something like that? Yeah. Awesome. So then we get to the main event.
Wow.
We've rattled through this. So it's Big Show, Braun Strowman. Just before we get into the main event, I've got a little drinking game for you in exactly a month's time when this Raw goes on the WWE Network. You take a shot every time Michael Cole says, "We have the Hall of Famer Booker T with us," and you'll be pissed after the first hour. Like, how many times did he want to hammer the point on that fucking Otunga was doing a film and Booker T was there? It got to a point where, like, I think the last few times, he was like, "We've got the Hall of Famer Booker T with us," and he was like, "Yep." "Yeah, Cole, we know."
Still here.
We know. And Gray's just like, "Fuck's fine." Yeah, but you know what fucking Raw's like for replaying everything about 50 times. I bet Vince might be going a bit senile, and he's got the thing on. He's like, "Have you told him the Hall of Famer Booker T's it?" Yeah, I've told him, boss. "Are you sure?"
Tell him again.
"Do it again." "Michael Cole, you fucked up." So Braun Strowman against Big Show. Where the fuck do you start with this? Because there was all sorts of good shit going on with it.
I have low expectations of this. When we found out this was the main event, we were like, "Oh, really? That's a bit shit."
Well, when they were coming out, I was like, "Oh, is Roman Reigns going to turn up?" Is it, you know, even though a normal human being would have been killed last week, he just had a separated shoulder apparently. Like, I was half expecting him to come out with like nothing, not even tape. Nothing. Not even that Cesaro shoulder tape that he puts on. Yeah, he's all right. He's absolutely been fine. So I was half expecting that, and I was getting ready to lose my shit a little bit. But at least they kept him off TV for 1 week, so they're trying to show that Braun Strowman actually hurt him to some degree. He was pulling off some Sami Zayn shit, like the whole wrist lock stuff. He did that flip up. I was like, "What the fuck is this cruiserweight 205 match?" It was amazing. Braun Strowman pulling that out, stick him in there with Sami Zayn and watch him pull that shit out, and just let him keep doing that all night. 205 match, honestly.
Braun Strowman just showed up at 205 Live, I'd probably die.
Yeah, he was hip tossing Big Show like it was Grand Metalik. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's fucking hip tossing him. And to be fair to Big Show, he wasn't really getting hip tossed. He was getting hip thrown to the ground, because he wasn't helping with those hip toss at all. The way I see it in my head is like Braun, like in his way of, every time he opens his mouth he makes me laugh. His Braun just went hip toss like that, and he was like, "You fucking what?" So he just went, he just goes for it. Big Show just falls over, and then he gets up and does it again. Oh god. I think I need some sleep.
Oh God, don't please.
Oh, if you listen to the podcast from before, though, I'm on fine form on that as well. So, oh Jesus Christ. So after me notes of fucking Braun Strowman pulling off some Sami Zayn shit, I've put much better than I thought it was going to be. And I think we can all agree that was much better.
Absolutely. It was really impressive, and the crowd weren't that into it to start with either. I got the sense that they weren't, and then towards the end, it was like it's like they were watching the greatest match in the world.
Yeah,
everyone was on their feet. It was brilliant. It was just so good. I loved it.
Can you imagine that? Do away with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. They didn't have to be in that either guy for the ending to be the ending it was. You imagine you put that on fucking WrestleMania and that's what happens. Like I would have been very happy with that. I don't know about it. Leave us a comment if you wouldn't have been, because I'd be interested to know why. But I've got false finishes out the arse, and then the ring breaking, which was brilliant. They've only done that a few times in history. I think you're laughing at my next point. I hope you are. The ref fucking copped for that, didn't he? Every camera angle they showed of that, the ref is just dying. And there were three. Oh, I hope he's not hurt. I'd hate to be laughing and know he was hurt. Yeah, well, because there were three. There were literally like three refs like around him. There were three refs like around the guy, and
oh, I hope he's not hurt.
Every camera angle he decks it. Did he not know that was going on? He's literally like he's chilling out.
He's the only one who's not been told what's going to happen.
He's fucking. Well, half the crowd had guessed by the time they got up there, and he's just chilling out on the ropes, like just holding the ropes. And then it fucking collapses, and he goes bang, and it showed it every time they changed the camera angle. He was decking it on each of those camera angles. There literally wasn't one camera angle that he did not cop it for in that. So every time they replayed it though, I didn't watch the suplex. I just watched the ref. Oh, I hope he's all right. We're laughing. We're laughing, but there were three refs around him. Like, oh, I hope he's not hurt. He seemed to be all right. He seemed to be like, oh, Christ, he hit the deck hard. It looked like because literally the ropes collapsed, and he was like holding onto the ropes, and they collapsed.
It was brilliant. It was sensational.
Yeah,
it's made my night.
Indeed.
It was okay, Jesus.
And Roman Reigns, Christ, Braun Strowman was standing tall at the end, which was really interesting. But where do they go from there?
Are you reading out a tweet?
I don't think we've got any tweets, but I've done a poll.
Excellent. And that's where we go from here.
And that's where we go. Where did WWE go from here, though? That's what I mean.
Jesus, that's deep. That is deep for this time in the morning. I'm looking forward to Payback. There's usually a bit of a post-WrestleMania slump for me, where I think it goes a bit. But I think it's been the standard's been really high, so I've got high hopes for the upcoming pay-per-views. I think they're selling the matches really well.
Yeah.
And with the right amount of time to go as well. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Can't wait to see what they do next week.
Yeah,
and then I think it'll be actually Payback after that, won't it?
Yeah. So it's not this weekend after, I think.
So go home show next week.
Yeah, as far as I know.
Me too.
Let us know in the comments if we're wrong. I'm sure you will do anyway. So here we go. So the polls, you got three choices on this one. And normally we give it a bit more time, not 20 minutes. So we've only got 20 votes. So one for every minute. But in third place with 0% of the vote is meh. Thought Raw was meh, so that's pretty cool. Second place with 14% of the vote, bad. A bad Raw, where the ring explodes and the ref cops it. I don't know. But 86% of the vote said good.
I would say it was good.
I would say it was good as well. I think it was. I think in general, the Ohio crowd for Balor's reaction 7 out of 10 I think sounds about right to me. There were a few little duddy bits that were a bit like meh, fair enough. But that main event, to put it on a Raw,
it was so good.
After Mania, not the Raw. Imagine if they'd done that on the Raw after Mania, the crowd would have been like, You would have seen shoes flying and like legs in the air, like people like crowd surfing. It would have been that crazy. But yeah, I've not seen Big Show do a match like that for a long time, and that was really, really cool.
Loved it.
To me. So thanks very much. Any more for any more?
No.
Thanks very much for watching, everyone. We are RTM Wrestling. We're on Twitter at RTM Wrestling and every other social media thing, but it's only Facebook and Instagram as well at RTM Wrestling on there. We do a podcast as well, which you can get on SoundCloud, iTunes, and also on this YouTube as well. So hit subscribe if you like. Leave a comment. Share to your mates. Share to your mother. Share to your mother's lover, which hopefully is your dad or significant other. So until next time.
Cheerio, motherfuckers.
Pip, pip.
Yeah.